different tools that I use to remain calm and to remain sane in this crazy world that we live in. Because on one hand, we have to be aware and we have to participate. On the other hand, we have to stay sane. Otherwise, we can't take care of the people we love. We can't take care of our families if we're falling apart. And so I want to share with you different tools, very simple tools that I will use to bring myself back to balance. I don't always remain balanced. I'm a human being, right? Just like you. But what this work does, what this working with spirit, working with energy does, is it helps us catch ourselves before we everything snowballs down the hill and we're just deep in the hole that we have to get out of. So it gives us the tools to recognize when we're going the wrong way, and it also gives us the tools to bring ourselves back to balance. So that's what I will be sharing with you today. Before I do that, a couple of announcements. Every Tuesday, I teach a live meditation class in San Clemente. It's at an art gallery, which you would think is a strange place to teach meditation, but actually is not, because the artist, he's very spiritual, and some of his works include sacred geometry, so it's quite a magical place to teach at, and it's really beautiful there. So join me every Tuesday in San Clemente. You can get more information if you look at my profile. You'll see a pinned post there about meditation. And next week, I am teaming up with a Qigong instructor and with a yoga instructor, and we're going to work on the neck, work on healing neck issues, and through that, balancing the energy in the body. And if you look at it the other way, we will be working on balancing the energy of the body so that your physical body remains healthy. So Qigong, if you're not familiar with it, it's an ancient Chinese practice. You work with the body and with the mind to balance the energy, because they understand that energy first. If your energy is not healthy, then your mind and your body are not going to stay healthy for long. So we can get to the energy through the mind and the body, but we also have a different way to do it, which is my specialty. And it's working with the energy to bring the mind and the body back to balance. And so we will be having a session where we will be approaching neck issues, tension headaches, TMJ, stiff neck, when you have numbness in the hand, that's also because of neck issues. We will be approaching that from the physical perspective, from the mental perspective, and from the energy perspective, so that we address this issue holistically, and then what you do will stick. And this is something we are going to do every month, but we will be working on a different body part. And so this month, we are working on neck. That information is also there in my profile. It's called Energy Activation Circle. That's what we are going to be doing every month, is activating your energy. And if you have any questions, you can message me. And then the third thing is Reiki. Reiki 1 is coming again, November 11th and 12th. For those of you who have missed the last Reiki 1, I've gotten quite a few messages from you saying the dates just didn't work. I am doing it again, and this will be also live class in Laguna Niguel. And I would say Reiki is my number one to go to for staying calm, and pretty much for everything. Reiki is so much a part of my life now. I've been doing it for, probably over a dozen years, that it's like on autopilot. And whenever something happens, my subconscious kicks in and I start doing Reiki. And so my mind and my body and my nervous system, they have this automatic way to bring myself back to balance, or at least give me a higher window of tolerance, meaning how much I can go through before I lose it. And so that happens automatically, and I also do it consciously as well. And so, for example, when I wake up, sometimes it's hard to wake up. I'm really sleepy, and so I will do Reiki to give me energy to welcome the day. And going to sleep too, Reiki really helps me to go to sleep. I will do Reiki to create a golden bubble around me, and I will ask Reiki for peaceful dreams, to fall asleep quicker, to be rested, and it really helps to down level my nervous system. And so I find that it's a tiny little practice, a minute or two. I do it when I go to bed, so I'm already in bed, I'm not doing anything. So instead of lying there and thinking about crazy things that have happened during the day, I will do this little Reiki practice, and I will fall asleep very fast, and I find that I sleep through the night better as well. I don't wake up to go to the bathroom as much when I do that. And of course, when I feel my heart start beating, when I feel my breath start to become quicker because of stress, Reiki will kick in, and I will do Reiki. And sometimes, actually I would say 90% of the times, I will discover that I'm doing Reiki before I actually think about doing it. So it's so much a part of my life that my body just starts to automatically do it before my brain will realize it. So it's really beautiful. If you are lazy, like me, and you don't have time or patience to spend a half hour a day or an hour a day in meditation or in journaling, which are awesome, but if you need a tool to seamlessly integrate into your day without taking up extra time and help you balance out your life, Reiki is a great tool for that. The more I use it, the more I realize just how incredible it is. When I first learned it, it was more like sending energy from one place to another, and I thought, exciting, but not very. But with every year, I keep discovering more and more things, and I keep discovering how this little thing changes my life so much. So if you have any questions, message me. That information is also there in my profile. You'll see a pinned post about that. All right, so let's get to what I wanted to talk about today, which is simple tools that I use throughout the day to help me stay calm. And some of them I will just set up and I'll have them around me. And some of them I will use them as needed. So when I find my nervous system getting stressed, when I find my mind gets caught in a loop thinking about something, maybe a conversation or something I've seen on social media or world events, I will use those tools. Sometimes I will also pick up a tool that I have near me all the time and will hold it. So let me share a few of these things. The first one is, here I have a jar of water, and usually people will keep it open on their desk. I don't, because I tend to knock things over, and so I have a lid. As long as it's in a glass jar, you are fine. And so there are several things you can do with water. One is you can write on a piece of paper something positive, like harmony, peace, balance, and you can put it under the jar and charge the water with it. And it will be kind of like having a little energy flashlight on your desk that whenever you need, you can hold it, or you can think about it, and it will give you some positive energy. Water can also be used in a different way, and that is to absorb energy. So sometimes I will just have a jar on my desk without writing anything on it, and the intention will be for the water to pull out the stress or whatever negative energy is around me. The intention will be to have that go into the water. And then at the end of the day, I will hold the water, I will thank the water, and I will go outside and I'll thank the earth, and I will pour the water out somewhere in nature. So I don't pour it down the sink if I can help it. I will either water a plant with it or take it outside. So that's how you can use water. Let me adjust my screen a little. I think it's a little too high here. I think that's better. Okay. The second thing is, and this is probably, you've heard of this is sage. And sage is good to clear space or clear your energy. So I will burn it, it will create smoke, and sometimes I will have the smoke, surround myself with smoke like this. And sometimes I will go around the room, smudge the room. Just make sure you have windows and doors open, because there's no need to breathe in the smoke. It's good to let the smoke leave the space. Plus, sometimes it bothers my eyes, so I like to have a little draft going when I smudge. Another simple tool right here, this is salt. And there are several things here. Just this is regular table salt. You can use Epsom salt, you can use table salt, just salt. And there are several things you can do with salt. One is you can have it right at your desk, and salt is an absorber. So I don't like the word negative because it's kind of a judgmental word, so I'll use the word energies you don't want. So you can have the salt, it's an absorber of energies you don't want. So you can have it on your desk. You can also put it in little shot glasses or little jars and put it in the four corners of your room. Sometimes in my bedroom, what I'll do is I'll put little shot glasses with salt right behind the legs of my bed, because that way I won't knock them over. And it kind of keeps good, clear energy for me to sleep in. So you can use salt. You can also use salt to cleanse your jewelry. Now, remember, salt is corrosive. So if you live in a humid environment, and you put a piece of jewelry in salt, it can negatively impact it. So you can either, if it's dry, you can put your jewelry in salt, or you can have it in a jar like this. And flip it over so the glass is on top, and you can put your jewelry to be cleansed. And then the same thing, I'll feel it. I'll feel that the salt is done, and so I will take the salt outside and I'll give it back to nature. Of course, with gratitude, thanking salt, thanking the earth. So that's salt. When I work with clients for healings, especially when during COVID times, when I was a lot at the computer, I would have the salt and the water on my desk. And I would, after every healing, I would actually empty out these jars and thank them and create new jars to work with new client. Now, because I see clients in person, I can still do that, but my office space is set up in a way that is somewhat self-cleansing and balancing. I use crystals for that, I'll use essential oils for that, and so I kind of have my space set up on autopilot. But sometimes if I know that I have a heavy traumatic situation to work through with a client, and we are going to release a lot of energy, we're going to free them from a lot of stuff, then I'll use water. I'll bring that in as well. If you have any questions about these methods, write them in the comments and I will answer them. Or you can message me as well, but I won't see the message during this live. Other things that I do. This right here is a tuning fork. It's from Biosonics. So if you buy sound healing instruments that you're going to use for healing purposes, you want them to be good quality. And I tested this. I bought a bad quality tuning fork, and I tested it, and it was basically like having a bucket that you hit. It didn't do anything. So if you're going to use a tuning fork, use a good one. This is Biosonic. It's tuned to Om. And the Om is, I'd say, energy of the universe, or this vibration. It brings me into balance with the world, with the universe. And how I will use it, this is a tuning fork with weights. And I will hit it on something that's not too soft, not too hard. For example, my massage table here. It'll make this buzzing sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but it also vibrates. And so this part, this is a crystal here. You can put different crystals on it. This is quartz to magnify, and I will put it on my heart like this. And the vibrations, they'll go through my body, through my heart center, and they'll balance me out. Sometimes also, I will put it right at the top of my head, and that helps the energy move down the body. It also helps to clear the 7th chakra. And sometimes I will also, I'll use the gates in acupuncture, which is 4 points. You have 2 on your hands, and then you have pretty much in the same location on your feet. And so I will do that. And sometimes I'll just put this on my feet if I want to ground. So I'll use this weighted tuning fork quite a bit when I need to work with the physical body. So when I feel my heart rate beating too fast, when I feel myself, my throat closing off, when I'm feeling stressed physically, a tuning fork is a great way to do it. Salt and water, they are good for energetic balances, but if you are dealing with your physical symptoms of stress, it's good to have something physical. So I have this one, and then I also have, these are regular tuning forks, also from Biosonic. I have a full chakra set, but these particular ones, this is a C and a G. And when you play them together, you won't hear this through Instagram because of the microphone. And it doesn't do stereo, but I will hit them. And I will put one next to each ear. And so each ear hears a different tone. And the C and the G, they work together beautifully, and they balance the body. They balance the mind, they balance the energy. They're still going. They go for a long time. I don't know if you can hear them through this microphone. It hears that. So that's how I use my sound instruments. I also have singing bowls, but I find tuning forks are easier to use. They're smaller, especially this one, because you physically feel it. The other ones, you hear it and you feel the vibration with the ears, but this one, it's up against your body and you can feel it. Sometimes I'll have clients that will come, and I will use this instrument on the spine. So we will go from the top of the spine to the bottom of the spine to balance out the energy, to balance out the body. It feels really good when you have somebody else do this, especially if they do it on your vertebrae. Doing it on yourself is nice as well, but it's nice when somebody else does it on your back. And so that's another way I will use to deal with stress. Another way is crystals. And I have several ones that I use, and I talked about crystals in another live session. This right here is a tourmaline. So this one, it's good to hold when I feel a lot of energy building up in me that I want to release and let go. Then I will hold a tourmaline. Sometimes I'll hold it in my hands. Sometimes I will hold it up to my chest. Sometimes I'll put my feet on it. It just depends on how I want to drain the energy out. So I see people are joining. So for those who are joining, I'm talking about different tools that I use throughout the day to help me release stress and stay calm, and to help me to not lose my mind with everything that's happening in the world right now. And these are, you can use them throughout your day. There is nothing, they don't take up too much time. You can do them as you're doing other things, and so it's quite convenient. Another crystal that I'll use is rose quartz. This one's really good for the heart. So this is a really good rule of thumb. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel disbalanced, whenever you feel sad, angry, any energy, low vibrational energy, whenever you feel that, go to the heart. If you remember one thing, remember that whatever you're going through, if you come back to your heart, it will help, it'll balance you. So you can use a rose quartz, you can hold it against your heart, you can hold it in your hands. You can put your hand on your heart. You know, we don't always have tools with us, but we are our tools. So put your hand on your heart and focus on your heartbeat. And focus on your breath, that helps. It also helps if you do this and think about something that you're grateful about. So if I'm finding myself getting disbalanced, wanting to cry, being very sad, and kind of like having these thoughts about, life and how difficult it can be and how people can be, I will take my hand to my heart. I'll feel my heartbeat. I'll focus on my breath, and I'll think about something that I'm grateful about. And it doesn't have to be anything big. I'll think about the sun, how nice it is when the sun is out and when it's warm. Or how nice it is to, I like it when I go to the ocean. I like to go like this in the water and feel the water in my hands. So I'll think about how good that feels. Or I'll think about somebody I care about. So something that I'm grateful for, something that I'll love. I'll do that as well with a rose quartz. And this here, it's a big one. This is a selenite. Selenite helps you lift up your vibration. So whereas we had tourmaline, it's an absorber, so you put energy that you don't want in it, and then you set it down. A selenite is kind of like rose quartz in the sense that it infuses you. So I can hold it here. Sometimes I'll hold it on my head. Think of selenite as light from your angels. So it's like connection to your angelic guides. And so when you hold it, you lift up your vibrations. You kind of come out of the human and you connect with the divine. And so you can get a selenite. It's really cheap. You can get all of these crystals on Amazon. And a couple more. So this one here, this is a fan. Again, those of you who are joining us, I'm talking about different tools I use to stay calm in these difficult days. This is a fan that's used for smudging, but it feels really nice. So it's really nice to have something tactile that you can touch and that it feels good. So I'm very tactile with my hands because of all the energy work that I do. I use my hands a lot, so I feel with my hands and I send energy out with my hands. So my hands are very sensitive, and so having something nice to hold feels good and it's calming. And sometimes I'll go like this too. Feels really calming to do this with a feather. And you don't have to have a feather, a nice little fleece blanket or a toy that you like, but anything that feels good to the touch that you can hold is very calming. Essential oils. Frankincense, this is a very cleansing oil. So to cleanse the energy, I showed you how I will smudge with sage. But if you don't want to burn things, or if let's say you're at the office, you can't burn things, you can take frankincense, put it in a bottle with water. This is a bottle that used to be alcohol spray, for your hands, disinfectants. Any old bottle will do. Put a little bit of it, put some water in it, and you can spray the room. You can also spray yourself. Feels really nice. Frankincense is what you would use for cleansing energy, and then you can add whatever you want to it. I like to add lavender to it because lavender is calming, and geranium. Geranium is oil for the heart. So is rose, and so I like to combine my oils. I'll use frankincense as a base for cleansing, and then I'll add lavender, geranium. Sometimes I'll add orange because it feels good. And lastly, this right here is a candle. And some people will light their candle when they work with clients or when they're about to meditate. I don't do that because I'm paranoid about fire. And so I use other tools. There are other ways there are many ways we can achieve a single goal, as you have seen. But when I want to send energy to a person, in memory of a person, or a person is going through something, or people are going through something, I will take a candle and I will light it. And this light will be for that person. There were a couple of times I've lit it for me, but usually, and you can light it for yourself as well, but usually I will take a candle. These you can get in any supermarket. In California, they are where Mexican food is. They have these large candles. Some of them, they'll have a saint picture on it, so you can get it with a saint. They come in different colors. Some of them are white. You can also get them at the metaphysical store, but basically it's a candle that burns for a long time. And so I find that when I'm feeling helpless, like I can't do something for somebody because I literally can't, then I will light a candle, and that is very helpful. That will send the energy and love and memory to their spirit or to them. So these are different tools, and there are other tools as well, but these are the ones I wanted to share with you that I've been using for the last few days to help me stay in balance and to help me be there for you guys. Because if I'm not okay, I can't help you. And if you're not okay, you can't help your loved ones. So self-care, it's more than just self-care. When we take care of ourselves, we take care of the world. Because again, I can't take care of me, I can't take care of you, you can't take care of you, you can't take care of somebody else, they can't take care of somebody else. And so when we take care of ourselves, we start a chain that goes on, and we take care of each other. Let me recap these tools for those of you who have joined later, and that will be it for today. And so today I was talking about different tools, easy tools that I use to help me balance my energy, balance my emotions. And water I will use. Sometimes water will absorb emotions. Sometimes I'll put a positive word under water to charge it with positivity. Salt is cleansing. I'll have it nearby, or I'll put it in 4 corners of the room, or 5 if you have a funny shaped room. Smudging to clear the energy. Tuning forks. I'll use a weighted one on my body, and these regular tuning forks, I'll listen to them. These are Biosonic's brand. This is a really good brand, so if you're looking to buy tuning forks, go to Biosonic. Crystals, essential oils, candle, lighting a candle, and having something pleasant to touch. So I use this fan, but you can have a fuzzy blanket. Sometimes when I wear fleece, I'll go like this. Sometimes, our clothes, they feel nice. So if you wear clothes that feel good to touch, you can use that. So having something tactile is really nice. It's very grounding. So that's it for the day. If you are local, come to meditation on Tuesdays. It's at 7 in San Clemente. And November 19th, which is in just about a week, October 19th, I am doing energy activation circle, and we are going to heal neck issues on the physical level, energetic level, mental level, and get our body working again, because neck issues, they're actually worse than just pain. They cause our head and the body to be separate, and that causes quite a bit of anxiety, especially anxiety in the body, because the body's like, ooh, where's the head? So that's next Thursday in a week and a day, and November 11th and 12th is Reiki 1. All that information is in my profile, and you can also message me. And if you have any questions about what I talked about today, or about anything related to energy work, Reiki, meditation, being happy, feeling free in this world, write to me and I'll respond. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy coming out here on Wednesdays, and I'll see you next Wednesday.